What I'm holding here is a 1959 Fender Precision Bass, and it's in remarkable condition. Some of the unusual features are the gold anodized pick guard, and I have my advisor Paddington over here, my dog, this has the one-piece maple neck and what we call a skunk stripe going on the back of the neck. Now there is an adjustable truss rod in this guitar that you can adjust the neck if the neck warps or anything like that. And the way that they inserted the rod was through this strip down the back. There was a channel here, they put in the rod, then they put in this rosewood strip. A lot of the later models, in 1959 was kind of a transition year, and they went to rosewood fingerboards on those. And when they put the fingerboard on top of the actual neck, they actually inserted the rod inside from the top. But these early ones, they inserted it from the back, and then they laid the rosewood fingerboard over it. And this has a three-tone sunburst finish, really in beautiful condition. There's a little bit of belt buckle on it, but it's a stunning guitar. The neck is pretty, what we would call almost white, where it hasn't yellowed out a whole lot. This guitar is fully original. And these, have been, when there was a transition from acoustic upright bass to electric bass, the Fender bass was instrumental in a lot of players moving to electric. In fact, on a lot of album covers, when it would list the bass player, it would say playing Fender bass. And that was sort of, you look at some of the old James Jamerson stuff, who was the great bass player from Motown. He was famous for using precision bass. There were so many others, but this was like the bass of choice when they needed to get louder and they couldn't really use an upright bass because of feedback and stuff like that. They went to these solid body basses, so you can play them at a higher volume. The notes were very clear. A lot of, Gibson actually came out with a bass, a violin bass called an EB1. And that bass is also one of the first examples of going to a solid body bass that Gibson did. The only thing is the Gibsons are a lot more muddy sounding, and the Fenders, they have like this split pickup that's underneath this. They're much more defined, so you can kind of hear the notes well. A lot of it has to do with what amplifier you're using with them and what type of speakers the amplifier has. But the Gibson basses tend to be more muddy, and these are very defined. So this was the sound of all rhythm and blues, all Motown stacks. This is what the guys were playing. Duck Dunn, James Jamerson, on and on and on. And so this is something that is historical in many ways. This is a beautiful example, and bass is actually my second instrument. Actually, Hammond organ was my first instrument. And I've always loved these, and this is one that I've had stashed for many years. Again, 1959 Fender Precision Bass, the kind. This bass currently is going for $25,000. It's a stunning bass, great example. Again, when you find ones that have been modified or you find ones that are pretty hammered, they can go for a fraction of this price, but there's very few of them that are still left in this kind of condition. So, it's just something that's really guitar art, bass art, something that, any great bass player would be proud to own this bass.
1959 Fender P bass.